right now. What is going
Yeah.
on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, JoJo Speaks. Thank y'all so much for joining us for this being our review for 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days. This is season 8 and episode 5. A couple of things I want you guys to do before we get started. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. Takes less than a second to mash that thing. So why don't you go ahead and mash it for a brother? Also, be sure to leave a thumbs up for this video. Let me know you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out on my channel. Be sure to leave a
Yeah.
comment. Let me know your thoughts on the various couples that we're discussing on tonight's review. Also, be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Last but not least, be sure to share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody know JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. A couple of announcements. So I will be releasing my review for the Real Housewives of Potomac as well as Married to Medicine tomorrow before the end of the day. They should be up by at least 8 p.m. tomorrow. And I'm trying to decide whether I want to do a review on RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm pretty sure that I will. I just have to wrap my head around how I'm going to review it because there are 14 queens. I'm thinking I'm just going to talk about the tops and the bottoms. And then give you guys my favorites so far this season. So we'll get into that. So I might. I can't promise you guys that I'll do a review on it, but I will probably end up reviewing it sometime during the season. I just don't know when I'm going to start. I'm thinking about starting from episode 1. I think I will, but don't put that in stone just yet. But yes, please be sure to be on the lookout for my reviews on the Real Housewives of Potomac as well as Married to Medicine. Again, those will be posted on my channel tomorrow. I got my boy Dustin back
Yeah.
with me. How you doing, Dustin?
We're doing okay. We could be doing better, but I'm doing it. I'm here. hmm I'm here. Yeah, I could be doing better than I'm not.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm here though. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad that you're here with me, Dustin. I'm so excited to get your opinions on these couples. But let's get to the comments first. First, we have Dustin saying hi. And then we have Auntie Robin in the building. Hey, Auntie Robin. Auntie Robin says hi to Dustin.
Hi, Auntie Robin.
And then also she says hi, Joe. And then she says, hi, Joe Nathan. Hello, Auntie Robin. So glad that you are here, girl. So let's get into this review, you guys. So I want to start out with Lisa and Daniel. So I'm starting off with Lisa and Daniel because they had the least amount to do with this particular episode. So
Yeah.
Lisa is on her way to Nigeria, to Lagos, Nigeria. She's not wearing her wig on the plane, but before Lisa gets there, Daniel says that he has something planned for Lisa when she touches down in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm not exactly sure what this plan is, but we'll see when we get there. So Lisa finally gets to Lagos, Nigeria, and they embrace each other. They're kissing on each other. They are slobbing each other down, child. It seems like their kissing went on for almost like 10 minutes. Like you can tell like they're really interested in one another. Lisa is extremely attracted to Daniel. She can't believe that it's really him. She kept asking him, "Is it really you? Is it really you?" It seems like it is a dream come true for Lisa. And I have to say that I am very happy for her in this moment. I can tell that she's been looking forward to this for a while now. I can tell that she really does want this relationship with Daniel. She really does seem to want to make it work. And I'm
Yeah.
happy about that. Um, I would not be myself if I did not mention that it was hard for me to see Daniel and Lisa kissing like that. I'm sorry. It's just for me in my eyes, for me as far as the aesthetic that I like to see when it comes to couples coming together. It's just not what I want to see on my TV screen. I'm sorry. It's just a little unsettling for me. Not to
You're
say
not the
that they
only
don't.
one, Jonathan.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Dustin. It's not that I don't believe in their love. It's not that I don't believe that they deserve each other. It's not that I
Yeah.
don't believe that they don't deserve to show their affection to us as viewers. It's just that for me as a viewer, it's just hard for me to watch that. It's just hard. Much like it was hard for me to
Mm.
see Angela with her husband kissing on each other.
Michael.
It's like, to
hmm
see an older woman with such a younger man, it's just off-putting for me. I'm sorry.
It's
It
a
may work for those. Go
it's a
ahead,
red
Dustin.
it's a red flag for me as well. So both of the hosts are. It's a red flag for me. to see it as well. And it's also, it's a highly likely red flag for me. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's a red flag for me, Dustin. It's just hard for me to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not that those relationships don't work out, because those relationships have worked in the past.
Right.
For instance, Boris Kojo and Nicole J. Parker. There's a bit of an age difference between them, and they've worked out just fine. So
Right.
age different couples, of course, they're not the average couple that you see out here.
Mm-hmm.
However, for me, once again, like I love love. I love watching romances. I love watching people find romance, finding love, and things like that. It's just as far as what I want to see personally. I just personally don't want to see, because if it's like two older people that are together, I'm cool with that. But when it comes to those people with the age gaps, it's just hard for me to watch. I'm sorry. I just
Just,
have to be real with that. And Auntie
uh,
Robin also says it was a lot to see. Yes, it was.
mhm.
Go ahead, Dustin.
It's just hard for me to see that. I don't know how to put it. It's just hard for me to see somebody that's a lot younger with a lot older person, in my opinion. You know, uh, it's very very difficult for me to see that part.
Right. They were making out like a young couple. It was I I just don't like to see that stuff. I just don't. That's just me personally.
Mm-hmm.
You can judge me if you want to, but just for me, I like to see people who are closer in age together. For me to see. But hey, I hope that they're happy. I hope that they work out. I'm not sure how Daniel is going to take the news that she's still legally married. At the time that this was being filmed, she was still legally married to her wife. She's only told Daniel that she's been physical with another woman. He does not know that she's been married to at least two women in the past.
No,
This could be
it
two
was
or
yeah two. It was three women, she married three different times. Mm.
Okay,
So
so she married two men and three women. Thank you so much for that, Dustin. And so
sure.
I'm not sure if she's going to reveal all of that truth to Daniel. I'm not sure how he's going to take it. I feel as though if his objective is to get to America by any means necessary, then he'll probably, at least at face value, be able to get over it pretty quickly. But on the inside, it probably will bother him. But once again, like I don't know, like it seemed like Daniel was really interested in Lisa. It seems like he does not care about their age difference, which is beautiful for their relationship, because that's what their relationship is based off of, at least from a viewer standpoint. However, when Lisa got there, he had a whole what looks like a parade. He had dancers performing for her. She was able to, get a little bit of dancing in herself with the dancers. It was really nice to see her, just being herself and having so much fun. That was awesome to see. And then Daniel got into his pocket. They did a close up of him digging into his pockets. He pulled out a ring. He got on one knee and asked her to marry him. So, Dustin, what are your thoughts on his proposal? Do you think that she is going to say yes? Were you surprised that he proposed? What are your thoughts in general, Dustin?
I was surprised that he proposed, but like I said, Jonathan, it don't really surprise me what these people do on this show. But I think it's way too soon. So I hope she says. I hope she says no. To be honest, I think you need to have more time with somebody before you propose to somebody. It doesn't really sit right with me for him to go that for him to do that soon. I hope she realizes that. That is a bit of a red flag for me to see that as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, if I had been in a relationship with someone long distance like that, someone in another country, and when I get there, after we engage, after we hug and kiss and all that good stuff, and then if he goes to propose to me, I'm not sure if I'd see that as necessarily a red flag per se, but that
Mm-hmm.
would definitely send up some antennas for me to be like, okay, maybe that is a red flag. I will have to say that. That would be sort of kind of a red, maybe a yellow flag. I don't know. But that would make me think, okay, we've got to spend some time actually together in one another's presence for us to really understand whether we actually want to make this work. I have
That's
a
what I meant.
feeling
Yeah.
that Daniel
Mm.
is only doing this for the cameras and for drama's sake, especially when Lisa promised her daughter that she would not get married while she is in Nigeria. And I have a feeling that Lisa is going to get married to Daniel and possibly even marry him before she reveals to him that she has not only been intimate with another woman, but has been married to three
Mm.
other women in the past. Like, it would not surprise me if Lisa allowed herself to get married before revealing that to him, because I feel as though it would be easier for her to get him to want to marry her if he does not know that information. So, Dustin, do you think she's going to reveal this type of information to him before she answers his proposal or before she gets married to him, that she'll reveal it to him? Because she's got to tell him
Mm.
eventually.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that question quite yet, Jonathan. I really don't. But I'll say how I feel. I don't. I hope she realizes that she needs to slow things down. She's already been through this plenty of times already, and I don't want her to be hurt again. But she's gonna do what she wants to do, and whatever makes her happy, I guess it's okay. But that's a red flag to me as well. Mm.
Yeah, to be honest, like, I was happy to see them both happy to see each other. I was even happy that they wanted to show us affection toward each other, no matter how much I did not want to see it myself. But I was happy for them in that moment. It did seem genuine in the moment. It did seem like they were both genuinely happy to see one another in person, and I love that for them. However, seeing the previews for the entire season at the beginning of the season, they're clearly going to have some issues going forward. I'm not exactly sure what those issues are going to be. I have a feeling that Lisa's possible sexuality might be their only drama, because I don't see what drama may come from Daniel's side of the situation. Um,
Mm.
so we'll see what happens, as the season goes on. But once again,
Right.
I'm happy that they were happy to see one another, because I always love to see love. It was just a little off-putting for me to be see them kissing all that time. Like, it was a little bit overboard for my eyes personally. Like, I don't judge you guys if you have no issues with it, and I don't want you to judge me for me having an issue with it personally. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens as the season goes on. So let's move on to Laura and BeerCon. So Laura
Mm.
is getting ready to go to a plastic surgeon with BeerCon because she wants to get some skin removal. She's
Mm.
lost over 150 pounds. She used to be 300 plus pounds. So she's lost quite a bit of weight. And for those of us who,
Congratulations. Yeah,
right,
congratulations. Mm-hmm.
for those of us who are aware of those who have lost a massive amount of weight, a lot of times there is excess skin that needs to be removed, because that excess skin will just kind of weigh you down a little bit, and it doesn't look appealing to a lot of people who would see that. So I understand why Laura wants to take this next step to get the skin removal and to be happier with her weight. I give Laura so much credit for allowing the cameras to capture her being photographed by the plastic surgeon, because I personally, if I was dealing with that myself, I would be extremely self-conscious about allowing the entire world to see me in that way, in that most
Mm.
vulnerable state. So shout outs to Laura for being open and
Mm.
authentic enough to allow herself to be filmed in that way, because I
Mm-hmm.
personally would not want myself to, hell, I wouldn't want myself to be filmed the way that I look now personally. But hey, that's just me. And sometimes, a lot of times we have those insecurities and we don't want people to see us unless we look perfect. And that's just how we are as human beings. But Laura does tell us that, the night in which she went to bed alone, she did go back out to the living room, and, they did make out a little bit. They did a little bit of kissing. However, BeerCon did stop them short of actually having sex. And so, again, I don't know if BeerCon is genuinely attracted to Laura in the
I
way
don't
that I
think
would
so. I
expect.
don't think he is.
It definitely doesn't
Mm.
seem like he is. Once again, when they initially met, he seemed to be happy to see her, but ever since they got on that train heading towards his apartment, or not, maybe not his apartment, but to the place that he had rented out for them, things have been very awkward. And at least, and Laura spoke to that effect as well. And I
So,
think this might be one of the most authentic couples that is on this season of 90 Day Fiance.
mhm,
Um, because they're really not holding anything back. And I enjoy that about this particular couple. And I like that
yeah,
she actually spoke to the fact while they were in the confessional together that she felt like he might not be attracted to her. And she said that that was going to be her biggest fear in coming over to Turkey, I believe it is. Yes,
yeah,
Turkey. He's in Turkey. And coming over to Turkey, that he would not be attracted to her. And that is a concern that a woman of her age, she is 47 years old, getting with a man who is 26 years old. Beer Khan is 26 and she's 47. So when you've got that age gap, you don't know if he's doing it for the cameras, if he's doing it for her money. You know, she's not sure, and that's the kind of stickiness that goes into those type of age gap relationships, is because you don't know if the other partner is going into it actually genuinely wanting to be with you for you and simply just to be with you and not what you can offer for them. But you know, Beer Khan is trying to convince her that he is attracted to her, and you know, so we'll see whether they actually get to the point to where they do have sex eventually. Because I'm
mhm,
sure if it doesn't happen, especially by the end of the season, it's definitely going to be a big problem when we get to the tell-all. But she gets to the plastic surgeon. He takes pictures of her, lets her know what the surgery is going to be like. He said that he's going to give her a tummy tuck. He says that you know, all the medical things that he has to do for her to make it so that she's a little bit happier about her weight. The doctor puts up the picture that he takes of her, and it does seem like Beer Khan is a little bit taken aback when he sees the picture. Auntie Robin says down here in the comments, I am skeptical about Beer Khan, especially given the preview for the next week. Yeah, I'm a little bit skeptical about him as well, Auntie Robin. The thing is, I don't know if he wants to be with Laura simply because he wants to be with her, or if he wants to be with her for the things that she can do for him. Now, she hasn't said that she's been sending him money or anything of that nature. So it does seem like on the surface that their relationship is genuine. But
yeah,
it does seem like Beer Khan is taken a little bit aback by
mhm,
her presence in a way. And that is definitely off putting, especially as a viewer, when this is someone that you're supposed to be supposedly in love with.
yeah,
But after they leave the plastic surgeon, you know, Beer Khan is lifting Laura up a little bit, telling her, you know, she has to live her life the way that she wants to live it. And, you know, she did all the work to lose all of this weight. And, you know, she wants to take care of the skin. She wants to get the tummy tuck. She wants to make it so that she's more comfortable with the way that she looks externally. And I love the fact that he was able to lift her up in that moment. So, Justin, what are your thoughts overall on Beer Khan and Laura's situation? Do you think that Beer Khan is actually authentically interested in Laura? Do you think that he does want to be with her genuinely? Or do you
yeah.
think Laura is just wasting her time with Beer Khan?
I think she's just wasting her time, and I don't like to. I don't like to. I don't say that lightly. I hope the best for him. I really do, but I really think she just wasting her time because I think that no matter what she does, she no matter what that no matter what she does, he's not going to be happy with her, and that's just my opinion. Um, I've seen a side of Burkhan that I typically agree with, and I don't really like the side that I have been seeing. Hmm.
Right. Um, Auntie Robin says down in the comments, he started out being supportive, telling her to do what will make her happy about her body. Yes, he did do
Uh,
that for sure, Auntie Robin, and I was happy that he was able to do that. Once again, I don't know if he was doing that just for the cameras. I don't know if he's doing that because he genuinely cares about her feelings. But I was happy to at least see him doing that on the outside. And then Auntie Robin says, but when I saw that bit about him being in debt, I hope that she doesn't redirect her. Is that redirect? Yeah, redirect her skin. Redirect her skin removal money. Okay, to handle his money woes. Yeah, that would be an issue. But you know what? I see Laura as a very intelligent woman.
hmm.
She's not this a dumb young woman. She knows that there is a possibility that Beer Khan may not be, sexually attracted to her. And I know that if Beer Khan does ask her for help, she will do what is best for her. I don't think that she'll allow the cameras and the fact that she's on this 90 Day Fiance show to garner what it is that the decisions that she's actually going to make. Laura's going to make the smartest decision for her. Now, I will say though that it does seem more plausible for her to be with her friend Michael. However, when I saw her with Michael, it does seem like Michael has some personal issues that he needs to work out. And I
Yeah.
think Laura wants him to work those issues out before she even entertains a romantic relationship with him. So I think Laura's a very intelligent woman, and I like seeing that on this show. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how she'll react, as Auntie Robin says, to his debt woes.
Uh,
We didn't see him asking her for help with his debt in the preview, so we don't know if he's actually going to ask her for help. And I hope that he doesn't. I hope that he does not, because I honestly don't think that Laura would want to
yeah, but
help him with
but
that.
I, but my point, Jonathan, if they get married, it's 50-50. So if they actually go through the process and get married, if you have debt, it becomes your debt. So if he has debt, still, when they get married, she still has to pay it. But it's 50-50. So, yeah, I don't know.
That is true. When you do get married, you do take on your partner's debt, so their debt becomes your debt. So you got to be careful for that. That's honestly the reason why I think Yandy Smith and Mendices never actually married, because Mendices had a whole bunch of child support that he had been backed up on, and all that good stuff. So you got to keep that in mind when you take these types of relationships into consideration. So
Mhm.
let's move on to our next couple, Jovan and Anna Lynn. So Jovan and Anna Lynn finally meet up with each other, and it was really nice to see them meeting up. I love the fact that Jovan's best friends told Jovan that Anna Lynn is going to go crazy on him. So they apparently know how Anna Lynn's personality is. She's extremely direct. She seems to be a little bit controlling, because when he handed her the flowers, or no, I'm sorry, the chocolates rather, at the airport, she was like, smart man, smart man. So she has a certain expectation when it comes to Javon and how he's going to treat her. And T. Robin says down in the comments, she's going to
Mhm.
offer him assistance based on all of those judge shows. Is it a loan? Did he ask, or did you offer? Yes. A lot of times those are the types of cases on Judge Judy, Auntie Robin, that I hate watching, because it's almost always it wasn't alone, because you guys were together in a relationship. People in relationships help each other out all of the time. So it's only alone once you guys break up. Once you find out that things aren't going to work out, then it becomes a loan. So I don't
Mhm.
know how this is going to work out, Auntie Robin. But once again, Auntie Robin, Laura seems to be a very intelligent woman. Although you think she may help him out, I'm thinking she probably won't. But maybe because she's on the show, maybe she'll feel a little bit obligated to help him out, especially if he asks her on camera. She might feel like, what is the response going to be if I reject his request? So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But
Mhm.
going back to Anna Lynn and Jovan, when they meet at the airport, Anna Lynn is all over Jovan. She loves the
Mhm.
fact that he's tall. They've got a big height difference. Anna Lynn does speak to her mother a little bit before Jovan gets there. And her mother is a little bit worried about Anna Lynn. Anna Lynn used to be different, I guess, before she was in a relationship with Jovan. And her
Mhm.
mother is a little bit worried about Anna Lynn in this space. And I understand why. Anna Lynn is very boisterous. She definitely speaks her mind. And I do enjoy that about women. I'm so glad, however, that I'm a homosexual man, because
Mhm.
uh, I love y'all girls. We can go shopping, we can do each other's nails, all that good stuff. But being in a relationship with y'all, no, thank you.
Yeah, me
No,
neither.
thank you.
Me
I
neither.
want me a man, honey. But, anyways,
Well,
so Anna
me
Lynn,
too.
go ahead, Dustin.
I said me too. Hmm.
Oh, okay. All right, Dustin. I heard
Uh,
that. But so Anna Lynn says that she has not had intercourse in
yeah.
over 10 years.
Mhm.
So she's not sure she'll be able to, do what she needs to do. She's not sure how things are going to work, if she'll be good enough for Javon in that space. And,
Mhm.
Javon goes to take off his shoes. Annalyn has some flip flops for him to put on.
Uh,
And let's see. Uh, and Auntie Robin says down here in the comments, Jovan told us he has a low salary. Absolutely. What did you think of her telling us that she stopped working? Right, she did stop working, and that he sends her about 500 a month, so that she can be awake to talk to him. Yeah, Auntie Robin. I think Anna Lynn is very much aware of Jovan's financial status. And I
uh,
think Anna Lynn doesn't care about his financial status as long as he has at least enough money to help her out. Because that is one thing, and I'm so glad that you brought that up, Auntie Robin. That is one thing that surprised me about Anna Lynn, because Anna Lynn seemed to be like a very independent type of woman. But to find out that Javon is sending her money on a monthly basis, $400 to $500 a month, when he barely has enough to take care of himself, that makes me feel as though Anna Lynn seems to be a little bit selfish, and she doesn't care. She definitely doesn't seem to care about Javon's feelings. That's for sure. And to be honest, Anna Lynn and Javon are my least favorite couple on this season of 90 Day
mhm.
Fiance because of Anna Lynn. I'm
Mine
not
will.
liking Anna Lynn at all.
Um,
So that's that to answer your question, Auntie Robin.
mhm.
I don't think Annalyn cares about Jovan's financial status. I
Yeah.
think she as long as Jovan is able to continuously send her the money that she needs, she doesn't care about what he's dealing with at home. She doesn't care about, if he has enough money to eat on his own or pay his own rent. Like, she doesn't care. As long as you send me my $400 to $500 a month, I'm good, baby. You on your own over there in America. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
so there's that. But Anna Lynn, when Jovan takes off his shoes and she gives him some flip flops to wear, Jovan has been on almost a full day's worth of a flight. And so he said he wore boots on the airplane, and so his feet are, not smelling the best. And Anna Lynn is very turned off by that, and she tells him to please go take a shower. And so it seems like they're going to be able to get it on. Again, Jovan seems to be very interested and very attracted to Anna Lynn.
Yeah.
It was a little bit off-putting for me. I'm not sure exactly what he sees in Anna Lynn. Not to say that Anna Lynn is not an attractive woman.
Mm.
I just did not expect for Jovan to be attracted to her. But that's just that's just my thinking. So don't pay any attention to me.
Yeah.
But anyways, Dustin, what are your thoughts on Jovan and Anna Lynn? Do you think that she cares about his financial status, or do you think she's just using him? Do you think she truly wants to have a healthy, happy relationship with Jovan, or do you think she's just with him for the money?
I think he wasn't for the money. I don't think
Okay,
they'd be together if it wasn't for the money. Mm. Mm.
gotcha. She
I
does seem
guess.
to be very attracted to Jovan, though. I will say that she does seem to be quite attracted to him. So
Mm.
I do think she does want to be with him, but I think that she does also at the same exact time, with the same exact energy, want to make sure that she gets that $400 to $500 a month
Yeah.
on time for sure.
Right. And if she didn't have the money that she needed, she probably wouldn't be. Probably would not be with her. Mm.
I would agree with that, Dustin. I don't think that she would consider being in a relationship with him if he could not help her financially. So
Mm.
we'll see what happens later on as time goes on when it comes to Annalyn and Jovan. So let's move on to Forrest and Sheena. So
Yeah.
Sheena's taking Forrest's family through the markets, and she's taking them to historical landmarks, and it's all really beautiful and it's all really nice. Well, actually, no. We start out with Forrest and Sheena. They're having dinner well, they're having a little bit of lunch together, and
Mm.
Forrest is you know letting her know that he supports her, and he knows that his mother was a little bit rough with her on the previous episode.
Mhm.
And then Sheena suggests to Forrest that Forrest
Yeah.
meets her parents by himself before Forrest's parents come into the picture, which I feel as though is a very great decision to make.
Oh, you do.
Because we'll get get to it later on why I feel as though that was a good decision, because later on, Sheena then takes Forrest's family through some historical backgrounds and historical landmarks and things of that nature. Forrest's parents are amazed by everything they're seeing. It's really beautiful for them to see. Then they sit down, and then Forrest tells his mother that he wants to meet Sheena's parents by himself and then have his parents meet her parents the next day. And of course, Forrest's mother goes off and says that she does not want that to happen. She's very protective of Forrest, which I completely understand. I understand why she's very protective of him because of his disabilities. She feels as though she has to watch over him like a hawk. And at the same time, I understand why she is that way. But at the same time, Forrest is a grown man and he can make his own decisions. Auntie Robin says down in the comments, I still can't stand Forrest's mother. Me neither, Auntie
Me
Robin. I
neither.
can't. She's the worst part.
I don't like her. I don't like her.
Yeah, she's one of the worst parts of this season. She is beyond overbearing, very much so. What don't we know about her exactly? She is also very in. Uh, let's see here. Oh, inappropriate. In her let's see, in her topics of discussion, absolutely,
Yes, I
absolutely,
agree.
she's very inappropriate. But I think she's sort of kind of set it up that way with Forrest because of the fact that she went to an actual adult store with him. You know, Forrest's mother clearly does not mind talking about relations. And then Auntie Robin also says Forrest may have challenges, but he appears to me to be better adjusted than his mother. Absolutely, than his mother pretends. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I do agree with that as well. I think she's got to trust Forrest to be able to make decisions on his own. I completely understand why she's as protective as he is, but as Auntie
Um,
Robin says, she's very overbearing towards Forrest, and it's a little off-putting. And I get why Forrest would. To be honest, I wouldn't want Forrest's mother to meet Sheena's parents at all. To be honest,
Me
because I
neither.
don't think,
Me neither.
yeah, I don't think that I would trust her with her parents. And Forrest said, "This is the reason why I don't want you to meet them off the bat because you're going to blow up."
Mm,
And and then Forrest's mother says, "Well, I hate that you don't trust me." And then Forrest goes on to say, "Well, I trusted you enough to bring you over to the Philippines to meet Sheena, so I trust you to a certain extent, but."
all right.
Forrest's mother is way too involved in Forrest and Sheena's relationship. She's way too involved. Once again, I get why she wants to be very involved in their relationship. However, she has to treat Forrest like the grown man that he is. Forrest is what, 32 years old? He's a grown
32.
man.
Mm,
Like, I get that he has disabilities, and I get that that may alter the way that he makes decisions. He may not make them as intelligently as someone without disabilities who's 32 years old would, but she's got to be able to trust him to be able to make those mistakes so that he can then learn from those mistakes if he were to make them. So
yeah.
it is what it is. Dustin, what are your thoughts on Forrest and Sheena's situation? And already heard that you don't like Forrest's mother, but I'm assuming that
Mm.
you feel like she's too overprotective as well.
She's way too overprotective. Like I said, and like you said, he's still a grown man. He still has to make his own decisions because that's how we that's how we grow. We everybody has to make mistakes in order to grow from their mistakes. Jensen. I'm not saying like a big mistake. I'm saying like you have everybody is not perfect. Everybody has their own issues. Everybody learns from their mistakes sometimes, most of the time. But you have to allow him to live his own life. hmm And to my opinion, she's not allowing him to live his own life as well.
Absolutely. I love that Forrest's mother loves and adores him so much. But once again, like she's got to cut the umbilical cord. And I have a feeling like she's always going to be this overprotective. She's always going to be on his back about his relationships. And that's just sad. But that's the way
hmm
that his mother has set it up. So we'll see
Yeah,
what happens on the next.
that's just like me, for instance. I'm 23 years old. I have a disability. That means like I still make my own decision. So,
Right.
it doesn't. It's not. It's that's telling own decisions as well. So what's the point? You don't make any sense to me. Somebody that's watching I have a disability. So you don't really make any sense to me as well.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Absolutely. So we'll see what happens on the next episode when Forrest finally meets Sheena's parents. They're probably not going to be as bad as they've been depicted thus far in the series. So we'll just see what happens when they meet. But let's move on and end with my favorite couple of this season, Ziad and Emma. So
Yeah.
Ziad and Emma, they take a cooking class. They take a cooking class, and she and Emma says she don't cook. She said that she doesn't eat breakfast, and Ziad is, sort of kind of, expecting Emma to be able to cook. I don't know why he hasn't found out that she can't cook yet, but those are his expectations. And he was like, "What do you eat for breakfast?" She's like, "She drinks coffee for breakfast." Me personally, I typically don't eat breakfast. At least now, I don't eat breakfast. I used to eat breakfast a lot, back in the day. And sometimes
I
my
don't eat
father would take
breakfast
me out.
either.
Okay. And sometimes
Yeah.
my father will take me out for breakfast from time to time, but I typically don't eat breakfast. And I think maybe I should get back into that because I do buy milk, but I typically only buy my milk for my hamburger helper, typically not for cereal. And the thing is, I love cereal, but I don't know. It's a whole deal. But anyways,
Yeah.
so then Emma and Ziad go to sit down, and Emma has a application on her laptop that allows her to see Ziad's social media activities, seeing who he's following, and all of that good stuff. And this causes for Emma to think that Ziad is talking to other women, and also Ziad has told his family about Emma, but he doesn't think that Emma's going to be able to meet them while she is here. And where are they? In Morocco. In Morocco. So let's see here. And also, Emma then confronts Ziad about his activity on social media, saying that, have you ever cheated on me? Have you talked to other women? All this good stuff. Auntie Robin says down in the comments, my least favorite couple. I fast forward through most of it. I am looking forward to seeing next week when she meets his friends. Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see her meet his friends because they're asking Emma, do they plan on getting married? Emma says, yes, yes, we plan on getting married. Like automatically, even though Ziad did call her his wifey and does make it seem like he does want to marry her, so she's not necessarily lying about that. Auntie Robin
Yeah.
also says Ziad doesn't want his family to meet her. Exactly. I feel that way as well, Auntie Robin.
So
And I
do I.
understand why he wouldn't want Emma to meet his family because Emma can be a lot. Like it's clear to me that Emma seems to be putting on for the cameras, but this also might actually be Emma's genuine personality. Excuse me. She reminds me of Darcy and Stacy, but sort of kind of in a good way. And I say in a good way because Ziad doesn't fall for her BS. Because when after Ziad denied talking to other women on social media, he asked her, "Is she hiding anything? Is there anything that he hasn't told her? What was happening?" Auntie Robin says Ziad calling her wifey. Just spitting game. Exactly, Auntie Robin. And I think Emma knows that too, but I think she's holding on to that as truth so that she can trap him into a marriage. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. But
Mhm.
Ziad asked Emma, there was a time at the beginning of our relationship where you totally ghosted me. And what were you doing at that time? And Emma said that she was going through a breakup. And Ziad is like, so you were going through a breakup while we were together? You were going through a breakup? And Emma says, yes, I was going through a breakup. And we all know that Emma was engaged at the same time that she was initially in a relationship with Ziad.
Mhm.
And I don't know what's going to happen when she reveals that to him. Auntie Robin says he's still talking to lots of women online. Yes, that is very true. He does seem to be talking to a lot of women online. And I will say though that when Ziad is talking, it doesn't seem like he's being necessarily truthful with Emma. And that's what bugs me the most about Ziad, because I want to root for him 100%. but I feel like I can't root for him 100% if he's going to keep lying to her, because it seems like he has a tendency to lie to Emma. And that's really off putting for me, because when Emma calls him on his lies, she has every right to do so because he's lying to her. But, in this case, I sort of kind of want to see Emma as the bad guy in the relationship, because at the end of the day, it's like her being engaged to another man, I forgot what his name was, while she was with Ziad. She's not with him now, or at least we don't think that she's with him, or it doesn't seem like she's with him now. We're entertaining anyone else besides Ziad now. But I sort of kind of want to see Ziad as the good guy and Emma as the bad guy in this relationship, because I just don't like the personalities of women like Emma or Stacey or Darcy for that matter. But she does say that she was going through a breakup. So what I will say about this situation is I hope that Emma does not wait until the end of the season to reveal to Ziad that she was engaged while she was in a relationship with Ziad. That will irk my last good nerve, because she's going to be edging us this entire season about telling him this. And that is just going to piss me all the way off. Go ahead, Dustin. What are your thoughts on Ziad and Emma?
I think she's gonna hold it in till the end of the season. I'm not try- I'm, That's not how I feel. I feel like she's gonna hold it in, and the reason why I say that is because if she holds it in, then they can give us a cliffhanger till next season. So I hope that she don't hold it in, but I think she's going to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dustin, it would not surprise me if she did hold it in to the end of the season, which is why I'm so worried about that, because I don't want her to hold it in until the end of the season, because that seems to be their biggest issue as of now. And I don't want to wait that long. I don't know how Ziad is going to react to this information. Um, to be honest, I want him to leave her. To be honest, just to be honest. Even though, like, I love their interactions with them as a couple while they're on good terms, but at the end of the day, with Emma keeping this, Emma has a lot of nerve to be accusing Ziad of doing this, and that. And yes, it may be true that he is doing this, and that, but that may not mean that he's actually having any infidelity as it pertains to their relationship. And she's got all these balls, all these balls to be coming to him with all this vitriol and all this energy, while she's got a secret that she's been keeping from him since she met him. So she got some nerve, and that really, really pissed me off. But I love the fact that Ziad turned the question around on her, like, well, what were you doing at this time? What were you doing at that time? And she starts deflecting and saying, I was going through a breakup. Okay, I see the game that Emma is playing. So this is the main reason why I love Ziad and Emma so much, because a lot of times when you see women like Emma on this show, a lot of times their partners aren't able to go toe to toe with them. A lot of times they then deflect, or a lot of times they kind of curl into a corner and, don't say much, and, allow their partner to, just rag on them back and forth and back. And that gets on my nerves. The way that Stacey and Darcy do their men is so annoying to me, and I can't stand seeing men being treated like that. Nikki's Justin too. From a couple of seasons back on 90 Day Fiance, the way Nikki was treating Justin those seasons back. But when I see Ziad, being able to handle Emma and all of her BS, Ziad's got some BS going on in his life as well. But I like the way that he doesn't fall for it every single time, like a lot of these other men do. Let's see. Auntie Robin says, I find it interesting that he isn't concerned, consumed with her past. He's his insistence on sharing, seeing. Let's see here. Oh, his insistence. Her insistence. I'm sorry. Her insistence on sharing seems like she is trying to flex and let him know that she is dealing by others, or she's desired by others. Okay, yeah, that could be it, Auntie Robin. That could be it. That she's so willing to, tell Ziad all of her business, and Ziad's just not interested in understanding. But I think Ziad's not interested because I think he knows that Emma's got a lot going on with her, and she's got a lot in her past, and she just wants to stay away from that. And I get why Ziad has that reaction to not wanting to know about her past, but I do think that it's important to know about a partner's past, because just like Forrest's mother said, the past will tell you a lot about what the future will hold, because history tends to repeat itself. So we'll see what happens with Emma and Ziad as time goes on. Before we get out of here, Dustin, why don't you share with the good folks out there your social media contacts real quick?
My social media contacts are Dustin Butler. My Facebook, Dustin Butler. My Instagram is Dustin Butler 700. I want to thank Jonathan and my whole entire team for being here as always. I love you all very much.
Love you too, Dustin. You guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. My Cash App is $JohnathanLee07. That's $JohnathanLee07. Be sure to look out for my reviews on Married to Medicine, as well as The Real Housewives of Potomac, coming out tomorrow by the end of the day. Be on the lookout for those. And also be sure to join me on Thursday night for my live Hot Topics and Social Commentary show. Myself and Prophetic Fire Reiki, as well as Bianca, always have a great time on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. for Hot Topics and Social Commentary. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Make sure to join us next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces. Until then, I hope you guys have a great week. Stay safe out there. Stay warm out there. Love you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.